S8 GP2 Round 14 Belgium Grand Prix. We've got 14 drivers today. Uh, let's just jump into the standings quickly. Leading the championship at the moment is Omegs, who's got 125 points. 4 points behind him is Morris Pace. Ex-gamer who missed out on last race drops to P3 with 119 points. P4 is NV Nelly. P5 is SF1 Mackett. P6 is SFR Mansell. P7 is Sensei Martins. P8 is Vapor Cobalt. P9 Luke Bailey. P10 Cassidy. P11 Chris 1999. P12 is SF1 Nadeem. P13 is SF1 Quinton. P14 is Magnitude Forico. P15 is Lord Alum. P16 is MX Limitless. P17 is Carvin Rob. P18 is ALR Sclav. P19 is BP 1999 and P20 is Shuab. So we've had one dry session for the GP4. GP3 had a wet start yesterday. So let's see, would we get our first wet quali of the season so far? Joining me along is Oliver, who will be joining me shortly in the next 15-20 minutes. Hopefully he joins me before quali. So it's a one-stop strategy track. I don't think two-stop anybody would go for a two-stop over here unless there's a safety car or something. Having said that, the ideal strategy is soft to hards or soft to mediums. It could get tricky if the bottom 10 start on the mediums and then there is an early safety car. So let's see who comes along first, who comes out first. So the start of the race is a wet start. It's going to be a heavy rain, so we could see full wets over here. So I think that's the reason why we're expecting there's a slight delay for the cars to come out, because they're making the tweaks on their dry setup for the wet start. So I think the Alfa Romeo of Luke Bailey comes out first, taking it nice and easy through Camel Straight. He needs to conserve those tires because it's a very long lap and you don't want to overheat those tires and degrade them. So you would see drivers going out pretty slowly and taking good care of their tires, so they're out laps and in laps. So behind Luke we have Morris, and behind him is Carvin Rob. So let's watch Luke Bailey as he's about to start his lap. He's on out lap anyway, so the invalidation doesn't matter. So not all cars have come out. Interesting, because it's already been 2.5 minutes since the timer has started and we're still seeing some cars in the pits. So maybe they are still looking for a setup and making picks. So here we go with Luke Bailey on his first flying lap, pushing hard at Lassos, nice and easy, turns in early, downshifts to second and then third, fourth. We'll see him upshifting quickly over here all the way till 8th. Takes a nice smooth line through Ready Learn there. I think he's running quite a bit downforce on the car, because usually the cars touch around 340 odd kilometers per hour on top speed, and his car only did at 330. So I think there's some pretty good downforce on that car, and that should really make it easy to navigate through sector 2. So here he comes, coming to Pohon. Let's see. Okay, so he downshifts to 7th over there. I thought he would take it flat out through 8th. It's really hard to do it, but yeah. Coming towards the end of sector 2 now. Keeps it nice and tidy. Obviously, since he's the first car out, he's getting purple sectors. But I think Morris has gone faster over here, because the purple sector has gone now. So let's see what time Luke achieves, coming towards the bus stop chicane now. Downshift to third. I think goes slightly wide there, and I think a little too early upshift to fourth over there. But let's see, a 42.9 for Luke. Let's see what Morris does. Morris does a 42.3. Next coming along is Carvin Rob, who does a 41.8. So that's the benchmark time to beat. Provisional pour for Carvin Rob there. That's a pretty cracking time. Coming along next is Quinton, who goes a 42 flat, 42.046. Almost 2/10 between P1 and P2 now. I think one of the Renaults is coming. Xgamer does a 42.8. We have a Ferrari now. James TLH on the mediums. Okay, he's starting his out lap, so let's stick with him. And I think the Red Bull has slowed down to let the faster cars go, feels like, at the Camel chicane. James Taylor is taking it nice and easy through Radian, coming across the Camel straight now. Let's see. No, even he's running quite a bit of downforce there. The car barely crossing 330 kilometers per hour. Oh, and Nelly goes faster. My bad, I've missed his lap, but Nelly goes faster, and he's on provisional pole with a 41.6. That's 2/10 between Nelly and Carvin Rob now. Mansell sets a 41.9. I think he's done similar times in the practice sessions that I've done with him. Coming at the end of sector 2 now, James. 15.3 at the end of sector 2. Can he get into the 143s? Approaching bus stop chicane now. Upshifts easily, takes a tight turn over there. Gets a decent exit. He sets 44.0. Not a bad lap on mediums, but I think that won't be enough to put him in top 10. Who's next? We have Nadeem, who hasn't set a time yet, so I think he's on his out lap. Cobalt goes P3 with a 141.9. That's a good lap from him. Who else is on lap? James has just done a quick run. Cobalt is also. So let's stick with Nadeem over here. This seems like he's about to start his flying lap. Goes a bit wide to get a good launch there. Approaching last horse now. Downshift to third, second, third, upshifts early to third. Nice and clean exit there from Nadeem. Approaching Oruj now. Takes a very smooth line through Oruj. That keeps his car stable. Going past Camel Straight now. He sets a purple sector 1, so Nadeem is on for a flyer over here. Slight lock up there, but doesn't seem like it has affected his time much. Takes a nice tight line through Bruxelles, making good use of the runoff area there. Goes flat through 7th gear at Pohon, 8th. This is the sector that makes or breaks your lap, so you need to make sure that your sector 2 is spot on. Picks up some dirt there and he sets a purple sector 3 as well, sorry, sector 2 as well. Approaching the bus stop chicane now, he only has to navigate the chicane and this left-hander for the rest of the lap. Downshift to third, second. That I think that extra downshift to second is letting him get a good turn in, and he sets a 41.7. He's just a 10th behind Nelly. Pretty good lap from him. Who else is on a lap? Looks like Quinton is on a lap. Seems like he's running a slightly lesser downforce because his car seems to have crossed the 330 mark. Approaching Bruxelles now. Takes a good line through here, approaching Pohon, 8th, downshift to 7th. Keeps it in line, doesn't go wide there. He gets a beautiful exit. Navigating through sector 2. The Alfa Romeo keep going away to give way to Quinton, sorry. He sets a purple sector 2, so this should be interesting. What he achieves. Approaching bus stop chicane now. Downshifts to third, second, gets that extra rotation on the car. So stays in second for quite a bit time. That makes him get a good launch, and he goes P2 with a 41.659. Only 2300 between Nelly and Quinton now. So the top three looking pretty tight, all of them within a 10th. Let's see who else is on a lap. I think the Haas are giving toe to each other. Morris giving Mansell a good toe there. And Omegs goes even faster with a 41.614. So that's 2200 between, sorry, 2200 between Omegs and Nelly. So let's go on board with Mansell now. Approaching Pohon. I don't know if it's a glitch or if everybody's setting a purple sector too, but I think that track is evolving pretty quickly and drivers are improving on their times. So here comes Mansell approaching bus stop chicane. Downshifts to third, doesn't go on to the second, so that's interesting from him. Stays in third throughout the chicane, gets a good launch there, and he gets a 41.4. So provisional pole for Mansell over here. Very strong lap from him. Very strong lap. So the top 7 in the sub 42s, and Mansell himself setting a 41.4. It will be interesting to see if anybody can beat Mansell's time. Gamer seems to have invalidated his lap. Las Clav is in the pits. So looks like Cobalt is on our lap over here. Approaching Fuon, 8th, downshift to 7th, goes flat out. Oh, he loses it. He goes a bit wide, and the car unsettles on him. I hope the Haas didn't put him off. It happens to drivers at times. Hopefully he can get into the pits and go for one final run. So everybody is in the pits now. Yeah, Mackett hasn't set a time yet. So it should be interesting from him, because he's usually one of the quick drivers in this division. Luke starting his lap now. This is his final chance to get into the top 10 and maybe a pole. So approaching Oruj. Takes a nice and tidy line through Redillion. Yeah, I think his car is running quite a bit of downforce, so he should be he should be quick on in the wet start. Approaching Pawn, now goes to 8th, downshifts to 7th. Oh, and Mackett has retired, so he won't be improving any further, and he will be starting P14 unless somebody gets a grid penalty of some sort. So now we get into sector 2 now. Luke Bailey is looking fast. He goes 3/10 quicker than his lap, so we are looking at a time somewhere between mid 42s to maybe low 42s. Let's see what Luke gets. So we've got Meko Comms. Oliver has joined the lobby. Hopefully soon he'll join the party. And he sets a 42.3, so that's P9 for him. Let's see if he holds on to that. We've got hey Ollie, how are you doing, mate? So yeah, this party would take a while to set up and sync. In the meantime, we are seeing Morris Pace at a purple sector 2. He's looking fast and fierce over here.
Hello, Mr. Sonic Hawk.
Hello, Oliver. Finally, I'm glad you're here. It's been pretty lonely.
It's been very lonely, is it?
And Nelly goes fast with a 41.4, and Morris gets 41.9. So not much of an improvement over there, but provisional pole for Nelly. Quinton seems to have invalidated his lap. Yeah, Oli.
The Mansell, yeah, he's about to start his lap now. He's the guy in second place, so this is a make or break lap now for Mansell. See if he can get MV Nelly's time off. He really needs the 41.3 to get provisional, to get the pole position. He needs a monster lap, does Mansell. We've got loads of drivers now onto their outlaps now. So let's see what they can do. So how's things, Si? It's been quite lonely?
Yeah, hopefully the GP2 drivers have were giving me company with their quick laps. I think only James TLH didn't have a good run, but rest of them in the 42s. So it's going to be a pretty good race, especially with the wet start.
It's going to be another wet race, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be a heavy rain start. So hopefully full wets for everybody. Yeah.
So GP2's GP3's wet weather is coming to GP2. How lovely. So it's been looking strong here, side. Looks like MV Nelly's looking strong again.
Yeah, Nelly is looking strong, but again, Omegic's looking strong as well. He's not far off. He's leading the championship.
That's good to see.
So interesting. I think the top three, top four would be having an interesting battle. And let's also not count out Nadeem, who has spent his time in GP1 and then has come to GP2. So he knows a bit of tricks about how to manage his race pace and strategies. So it will be an interesting race in my opinion.
Indeed so. So here comes Mansell, about to complete his lap, about to complete into the bus stop chicane. Let's see what he can do. Times he looks at Cobalt goes into third.
He loses his back end slightly.
Omex goes fastest by 1,000th of a second. Omex goes fastest.
Wow.
And Senna, he'll go to P9. So Omex gets it at the death by 1,000th of a second. My goodness. Who would have thought that? Mr. Omex.
Yeah, I think 1,000th within the top two. I think I've never seen it, to be honest. I mean, I've seen closer qualies, maybe 100th or but yeah, never 1,000th.
So Omex gets pole then, but it's gonna be a wet start. So are these all running dry setups or these wet setups? We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can for sure say that people from P8 to P11 are running wet setups, because I think they're capable of much quicker times. But yeah,
that's just GP2 just like mugging us off, really. So there's the lineup. Meg's pole, Nelly second, Mansell third, Cobalt fourth, Cobalt fifth, Quinton sixth, Indeed 7th, VP 8th, Senna 9th, Morris 10th, Gamer 11th, Luke Bailey 12th, JT 30th, Skalav in 14th, and Maggot with his qualified ban will start 15th. My due side, I think the 15th for Maggot, it's actually been quite a blessing for him, because we are starting in wet conditions, so you never know, he could use his wet weather skills into play.
Yeah, Maggot, I mean, he's got the raw pace, but I mean, from what I've noticed, he isn't as consistent as you expect him to be. So yeah, but starting at the back, there's less pressure on him because it's easier to chase than lead. So yeah, so hopefully that's good motivation for him throughout the race, and yeah, he can take good advantage of any incidents that happen in the midfield.
Yeah, that's very true. So they're all starting wets then. Fair enough, that's going to be a good point then, isn't it? They're all starting wets. Oh, I can't believe this time. We're actually into the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are into the final third of the season, to be honest. We are doing race 14 now, so just 8 more races. Then the season is done. Yeah, I mean, it still feels like the season started last. Yeah, I was starting. What is your prediction for today's race?
My predictions will be coming at the end of the race. I could never make predictions at the start.
Alright.
Okay, starting in 15 seconds. I wonder what the guys in stream will be saying for prediction wise. I have to wait and see how that one turns out.
Yeah, come on, guys. Let us know your predictions in the comments below.
Give
Uh,
SFR some love.
yeah. So Oliver, you yourself you started P19 yesterday, and I think you finished P10. Of course, there was a game glitch, but yeah, still a good recovery drive from P19, and I think
I wish
yourself had a
Basil
bet.
could have told you. God damn it! I've been found out. I'm joking.
But yeah, so what are your tips for the drivers today, or what are like what should we watch out for when a wet start?
Well, as a wet weather specialist myself, I would say the drivers will be mostly short shifting. Very interesting that the weather is not that hard actually. They all got inters, so
Yeah.
it's going to be inter conditions and then we'll go into a dry race, or probably go into wet conditions. You never know. So yeah, the drivers are most likely to be short shifting. They're most likely to be controlling with their right foot, controlling the wheel spin, because it's been wet conditions as well. Because they'll feel like they're on ice. So I would say they'll be using the light throttle input and then using short shifting input and in some corners as well, so they can get minimum traction in the best launch out corners, especially out of La Source. That'll be one of the main corners. Out of Malmedy and Ravage and No Name will be the main corners. To be getting the advantage on.
All right, so you heard Oliver. So you will see drivers taking it easy and short shifting a lot. Is it possible to take Oruge and Redilion flat, or do you have to lift a bit?
Yeah, I do lift in some parts. We always lift in some parts through the wet to see if we can get the best turn possible. It also depends on the front wing setting as well, because they might want higher downforce because it's wet conditions, or maybe they go ballsy and might go a little bit more lower downforce to get a bit of top speed. So it's a very mixture in between.
Yeah, I think what I've seen is the usual dry setup. I mean, the wings for the dry setup work pretty much. I mean, you don't have to change your rear wing much. Maybe increase the front wing and increase a bit of a ride height. That's Oh, and we see Red Bull going off there a bit. Was that carbon drop? No, they all seem okay. So yeah, I was saying that. So yeah, the dry setup works with a bit of changes in the ride height, maybe a bit of front wing as well. So that will help them when the track dries up.
Nelly's gone.
Oh,
he's done a Max Verstappen. He's either done a Max Verstappen or a Mick Schumacher in Imola.
He's lucky that it's only a formation lap.
That's very true. So they're all lining up, Si. So hopefully get a clean La Source. Hopefully get a clean first corner, and see how the race will plan out from there.
So yeah, Oliver, take us to the first lap. Do your thing.
Oh, give me the honest. How kind of you. So, here we go. There's 15 drivers are going there. Engines revved up. We're just about ready to go here in Belgium. Wait till there's 5 red lights in the Ardennes forests, the mystical land of Belgium. And we can see some lovely green grass and tarmac. I think it's a little bit glitched. I think there's one driver needs to load in. I think that's what it is. So, Si, while we're waiting to go, what's your thoughts on Spa?
I think it's a great track. I mean, it's a free-flowing track. I think about 70% of it is on full throttle, and I personally love that track. I used to hate it when I started league racing because I could never get Origin Redilion right, especially Redilion, because my steering inputs were not smooth and I would end up in the wall most of the times. But yeah, it took me a while to get used to it, but once you understand the technicality of the track and start respecting it, you would love the track. So we've lost Oliver over here. Oliver, are you still in the party? No, he's not there in the party as well. So the race is starting. Only James TLH has left. So off they go. Decent start from Omegs. He seems to have lost a bit of attraction there. Good start from Nelia as well, and the Haas of Mansell tries to have a look down the inside. And Mansell leads into Eau Rouge, followed by Omegs and Nelly. Cracking start by Mansell over there. Rest of them.
I think that was me that held at the start. Really do apologise.
No, I think it was James TLH because usually it doesn't matter whether the spectator is loaded or not. So I think it was James TLH. He has left and joined back. So lobby has sorted.
Yeah, I watched the stream, so don't you worry. Yeah, it was a great start from Mansell. Very good start from him, and looks like it's a very clean start. Side to be fair, very good clean start.
Yeah, so far no incidents. All front wings look intact. They're all going in formations now. Pretty close field. Gap to the leader is about 6 seconds for 15 cars, which is not much.
I am back! Yay!
Yeah, so welcome back, Ollie.
I know, internet failure. There's pretty much apparent in my household.
So at the moment, Omegs within 5 tenths of Nelly. No DRS, of course, as long as the car is wet. So he has to rely on pure race pace and slipstream.
Yeah, so I want to tell you, Si, about the position changes. So Senna Martin's got, actually no, Mackett only made 5 positions at the start. So really good start there for Mackett.
Wow, he's gone past like 5 cars, 5-6 cars.
Yeah, 5 cars already at the start, only in 1 lap alone.
Wow, that's a pretty strong start for him.
It's like side by side between BP and Senna going into La Source. This is going to be very tight between the two, side by side. Oh, but Senna almost cleared the wall of La Source there, and BP still hanging on with him, and BP gets the move done. So Senna might have pushed down to 7th now behind BP.
Yeah, I think BP was on the better part of the track. He could carry more speed through La Source, and I think that's what made him put his car ahead. He's now chasing down Cobalt.
And the McLarens, they're going side by side. Mackett and Quinton now, they're going side by side. And look at this, X-Gamer. He's taking on Quinton. And X-Gamer, I missed contact with the McLaren and Quinton. But now, look at this, X-Gamer towards Malmedy. It's now got the inside light through there. But it's still going at it, wheel to wheel at the moment. As we go through Rivage.
X-Gamer just doesn't give up, does he?
No, he does not. And the Belgian in his home race gets 10th away from Quinton.
Quinton seems to have got put off a bit with that X-Gamer overtake. He's got a big train behind him.
Indeed so. Then he's all over the back of Mansell, 5 tenths of a second now. Senna at the moment is the highest Belgian at the moment. I think he's about. I think that's what the most
he's a Belgian
today. So yeah, the 2 random drivers, of course, they're Belgian. So they want to do one in their home race. Mansell leads 4 tenths of a second ahead, 3 tenths of a second, 2 tenths of a second. They're getting close, these two. They're both running for high-powered engines, similar-looking cars. And Nelly had to stay behind Mansell for the next few corners. Looks like, so what's happened to Senna? Senna's losing place. Senna's gone off! Senna's gone off! Oh no, Senna!
He's lost
his home race.
He's lost his complete right wing. He is definitely coming into the pits.
Oh dear, poor Senna. He's just not having the best of lucks at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, not the start he wanted. But yeah, this should be a good recovery drive for him. He would be hoping for a safety car.
He's definitely so. Here comes Omegs now on the back of Nelly for second. Nelly's going very defensive. Omegs is looking to find a way to pass the Ferrari driver. Goes right, left, right, left, right, left. And going to Lecombe. And now going towards Malmedy. And looks like Nelly's got that covered. So, good defensive driving there for Nelly. It's all about precision, isn't it, Si, in the way, isn't it? Oh, especially around here in Belgium.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you really don't want to go at least 1 feet to your left or right. You have to be very precise with your racing lines.
As we got Almost trying to catch down Nelly. He's actually lost a lot of time, actually. Must have got a bit of oversteer, go through a no-name corner. And now, as we go through this lower section of the corners now towards Stavilo, we have to wait and see. Oh, no, it's again another snap of oversteer. This is going to bring Cobalt a little bit of a sniff at the Williams driver now.
Yeah, I think if once you're within 1.1 seconds, you get a bit of a slipstream from the car ahead. So, but yeah, BP is coming hot. We just saw him make a move on Senna, and now he's coming in hot behind Cobalt. Senna could have been right there behind BP at P6, but unfortunately had an incident.
That's very true. And also, since we are in wet conditions, if we ever do go to the dry tyres, the dry tyre, but mandatory pit stop goes out of the window, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, Mansell leads ahead of Nelly.
6 tenths between the two. I think now they're starting to pull off a bit from the field. Nelly closing it down to 4 tenths now.
Yes. Well, 484 subscribers now on SFR side. We're about, was it 12 away now? We're hitting 500. We're so close.
We're 12 away from the landmark. Hopefully, we do it in the next couple of weeks. It is going to be a good achievement for us.
Maybe a special video, maybe? You never know. So
yeah, maybe.
You never know. So Mansell leads away from Nelly. 9 tenths of a second ahead now. Mansell's controlling this race quite well. He's not been under pressure from Nelly. He's just controlling the gap at the moment. Not making any mistakes. It's almost like a rerun side view versus Cara about a couple of days ago.
I was just about to say that. It's really hard to get past when you have two drivers of very close racing skills. And I think I rate both Mansell and Nelly very highly, and it's really hard to choose between them. So this is going to be an interesting race, and to see how long this fight goes.
Of course, Mansell, let's not forget, so Mansell, this is his debut season here. He joined a few weeks after the season started, and he's just caught the world alight with his calm driving skills at the moment. So is BP. He's joined it since Austria, and he's looking quite strong. So GP2 at the moment, Si, especially the drivers we have in GP3 as well, with the cause of Rage and Calvin on the rise as well. GP2 is going to be very competitive next season.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's unbelievable how close this grid is. I mean, I think I thought GP4 was close till Austria, but I think after Austria we are seeing a bit of a gap. But I think this division is still close on points. You won't see a big margins between drivers. It's all 10-15 points
BP.
between drivers.
You mentioned this before, so about BP and Cobalt. It's getting very close now between the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull. And BP will stay behind the Red Bull driver for now for another lap or so.
Yeah, 3 tenths between them. I think he's closed down quite a bit of a gap. Gets a bit wobbly over there. Cobalt. Also,
wobbly through Malmedy.
Yeah, also interesting to know that Cobalt seems. I mean, the top 3 seem to be pulling away from Cobalt. You can see that it was much closer a couple of laps back, and now it's almost down to 1.2, 1.3 seconds. So Cobalt really not able to keep up with the leaders at this point, and BP seems to be having a nice setup under the car.
Indeed so, because you think about it, with Spa, as they go through the Fagner chicane now, do you really think that, especially around Spa, especially the way as well, do you really think setup and Rivers with the major key in this part of the race?
Yeah, definitely. I think setup would play a big role. I've seen drivers move divisions only because they just change their setups and they're still driving the same way more or less. So yeah, the rhythm forms a bigger factor. I mean, the rhythm forms the next bigger factor after setup.
Oh, Omez got his 3-second penalty as he goes off the circuit. Oh, Omez has gone off. Oh dear. Oh, he almost... Good job he was ghosted, because he almost collected Calvin Robb there. Oh, Omex, he was running third, and now he's actually... There's a virtual safety car, and no dear, poor old Omex, he was running so well, Si.
Yeah, I think we really missed what was happening there. I was following BP and Cobalt.
So was I. I think in my imagination, I think he must have overshot the bus stop.
Yeah, I think maybe he was fighting Nelly. I'm not too sure, but yeah, he did seem like he overshot bus stop. So Omegs is currently having 10 seconds of penalties. So I'm not sure how much of it he can appeal. Because if he serves it under a yellow flag or a safety car, he's definitely not getting it back. But at some point,
very true.
But at some point, he will have to serve them. So hopefully, he does it under green flag conditions, and there's no safety car after that.
just gets caught for driving too fast for the 16 in the Delta time, and he's got a drive-through penalty. So JCLH is in. He'll have to serve a drive-through penalty under the next 3 laps.
Did Senna come into the pits again?
Yes,
yeah.
he is. He's in the pits now.
He's dropped dead last now. Not the race Senna wanted at his home Grand Prix.
No, not really, no. To be fair, Renault's not having the best of times for the moment. They've really been struggling for form recently, so... And they were supposed to be fighting Haas in the Constructors' Championship, so... Not a very good few weeks for Renault.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think both of them, they've got some stuff going on in their personal life, so... I don't think they're able to devote... I don't think they're able to devote much time to practice.
Yeah, especially. And we do commemorate these drivers, of course, giving up some of their time to race with us here at SFR. It's a great pleasure to have all these drivers race with us in Speed Force Racing.
Yeah, I think was it season 6 when we were all in GP4?
Yeah.
Season 6, I think. Yeah.
BP giving Cobalt a bit of a run now.
Nadeem is also.
BP looks very comfortable. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't think he's sweating. In fact, I think it's Cobalt who's sweating at the moment.
You were about to say something aside before I interrupt you, but before you do say something, here comes BP on the back of Cobalt towards the Com. Kemal straight up towards the Com. And Malmedy, here comes BP. Oh, they made contact! Great save from Cobalt! And look at this, BP got all squared double. What a save from Cobalt from the major contact. That's a great save.
And Cobalt turns on the inside.
Oh, what a dive from Cobalt! The American is not giving no gives there.
I think that was a very controlled dive from him. I mean, he didn't overshoot. He didn't put BP out of.
BP towards Puon. This is brave. BP on the curve, and BP gets past Cobalt. Switching places here and there, Jeez.
I have no clue how he maintained that speed to the tight line. I mean, Cobalt being on the wider line was supposed to carry more speed.
BP gets a little bit. Yeah, BP got a little bit scored up. Oh, now they made contact. Cobalt might have wing damage. Has he got wing damage on the Red Bull? I don't know. No wing damage yet on the Red Bull. But now, they're going towards bus stop, towards Blogshimon and the bus stop. And don't forget Carmen Rob's in there as well. So Carmen Rob, Cobalt, BP, they're all in there. This is going to be so close at the moment. And those are the Red Bulls. They're not going to fight this lap. They're just going to keep it well controlled at the moment. But Mansell and Nelly, because what all this is going on, Mansell and Nelly has got a very comfortable lead at the moment.
Ollie, this is a very long drain all the way from P3 to P8, and they're all fighting for.
Listen, that's Nadine. Nadine on the inside of Carmen from the source, and Carmen holds the place. But yeah, you're on right side. It's a very long train road for BP downwards. Wow. I'm amazed how these lot have not got any wing damage or anything. Who's that making moves? Is that Mackett on the inside of Nadine? No, it's not. Look at that. That's Omegs on the outside. You've got the inside line going into the corner. Oh, they have made contact between the two. Omegs
Mackett pushes him wide there.
Yeah, Mackett, be careful, sunshine. Wow. That will go into a nice debate.
Yeah, I think I don't think Omegs I've ever seen a steward report from Omegs, but yeah, it'll be interesting if I see one tonight.
Omegs is not usually a person to complain. He's always like a nice silent driver, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he does his talking on the track and lets his skill do that, speak for himself. Oh, and we've lost Oliver again.
That's twice.
Oh, so you've stayed in the lobby, but the game has kicked you.
Oh, really? Oh.
Alright, so Nadi within 3 tons of carbon drop over here. BP seems to have pulled a gap to Cobalt, so Cobalt will not be getting any kind of slipstream now. Do you need an invite, Oliver?
No, I can just try and join the session through the PlayStation.
Okay, just let me know if you need one.
Yeah, thanks, man. My internet's not been my internet's not been very friendly today.
Yeah, Senna is not having the best of. He's just spun in front of the leaders. He's a lapped car now. Oh, I hope he doesn't get disqualified. He needs to move that car quick. Senna, come on, move the car a little bit, otherwise you'll get a DSQ. Okay, so disqualified. Like I thought, he was still for too long there. Unlucky for him.
Yeah, so looks like Senna's had enough really in his whole GP. I saw that on stream. Don't worry, I'm not in the session yet. You're doing a phenomenal. You're doing a phenomenal job, Si. I do apologise for my internet having a little bit of a hissy.
No worries, mate. We all have our bad days.
Yeah, could I have an invite, please, mate?
Yeah, sure. Hopefully for not too long. There you go.
Cheers, man. It's on the court to save the day.
So yeah, BP pulling a gap on Cobalt. The rest of the field is the rest of them are really fighting for P4 at the moment, all the way down to Omegs. Cobalt XDMR is really not catching up to this field. It was about 3 seconds some 4 laps back, and it is still 3 seconds more or less. So yeah, he needs to pick up some pace and do a couple of push laps to get to this field.
Yeah, back in the session outside, which is good things.
Perfect.
So yeah, I'm looking at the position changes at the moment. Mackett, from starting in last place, has made 8 positions in this race, and they could gain a few more if there's any more fights to go on. So Mackett is the biggest gainer in this race.
Sorry, could you come again, Oliver?
Yeah, so Mackett has made 8 positions in this race.
Yeah. That I think he has done a brilliant recovery from where he started.
Mansell and Nelly still close to each other. I mean, it's a Ferrari at one end, but it's not the Renault that Si was used to be seen on a Monday. It's a Haas of Mansell. The pit window's open now for new interns if they want.
Yeah, I really hope
these drivers.
Yeah, I really hope if the spectators could, see the weather forecast or a weather update, Because I think the rain has stopped. Yeah, I think the rain has stopped now, isn't it, Oliver?
Yes, it has. The rain has stopped. You're right, Si.
So
The
yeah,
rain has stopped.
so it should be about 3 to 4
Cobalt
laps.
goes wide. Cobalt went wide there on the XL Radion, and here comes Carwin Rob on his teammate. So here we go, the two Red Bulls are going side by side. This is not Perez and Verstappen. It's Carwin Rob
Multi 21 for the Red Bull team.
Wow, you had to bring that in, didn't you, Si? You just had to bring it in.
Yeah, hopefully there was no contact. Hopefully there was no contact. Was it the Indian Grand Prix? Yeah, it was the Indian Grand Prix.
Oh dear. The Maka is trying to freshen the team. Well, and while all this is going on, Nelly and Mansell, Nelly's still pressuring Mansell, but Mansell is just not so phased by this at the moment. And while all this is going on, so Morris Pace is just not being paced at the moment. He's all the way down in 12. He said all along he wanted a title fight, and being in 12th place at the moment is not good enough for him for a title fight at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, both the championship leaders, I mean, Omegs P1, Morris P2, they're just not having the kind of race they want.
And here comes the team on Cobalt. The Americans in problems, because here comes the team. Can they get past Cobalt, AlphaTauri and Red Bull? No, they're going to wait until the next set of the corners. Looks like the team's got a bit more confidence on the brakes there. What about Nelly and Nelly and Mansell? Mansell is starting to get more under pressure now by Nelly. The Ferrari driver is now starting to get his skates on now. Can Nelly overtake Mansell, or is Mansell going to hold on again? But is Nelly going to get the drive out of Radion? I don't think he has. Mansell again has got the drive out of Rusai. Looks like Mansell's got this really under control at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're both on similar setups, and I think especially Nelly is on a much higher downforce than Mansell, because he wasn't losing up at all.
The team here go down the outside of Cobalt. Cobalt goes to the inside line. Cobalt drifting that Red Bull like he's fixing Tokyo Drift, but comes Maka down the inside of the team. The team holds on. Here comes Omex onto his misdemeanor and bus stop. He's actually trying to call back into this fight. I tell you what, Omex at the moment is having a great recovery drive as well, the same as Maka at the moment.
Yeah, I think Omegs, to be honest, had the pace of Mansell and Nelly, so it would have been interesting to see if BP could close up to Omegs, but yeah, unfortunately Omegs had an incident. But yeah, Omegs has got really great race pace. He is just unfortunately stuck behind these cars at the moment. Otherwise, he's supposed to be a top 3 driver.
It's very a driver's circuit, this track, isn't it, man? So it's very much a driver's circuit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you don't have the rhythm you need with this track, the way it flows, you would really not like driving around here. And at the moment, Mansell and Nelly, they seem to be having fun out there.
You don't say. It's just Mansell, I don't know what it is. He's just like, he's getting great traction out of the corners than Nelly is at the moment. It looks like Mansell has got the corners under control, and Nelly's just got the straight. So is that telling us that Mansell's got a tiny bit more downforce than Nelly has at the moment?
Yeah, I think he's got maybe a higher rear downforce compared to Nelly. I think that's the one that gives you more grip. It could be tire pressures as well, but mostly these days most of us are running minimum pressures. But
you might want to get to Nadim and Cobalt, because here we go, round 2 between the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri, side by side at the moment, down the Kemmel Straight towards the Com, and looks like Nadim will get the move done, and he does. So Nadim goes into 5th place. Cobalt is struggling at the moment in that Red Bull, while Nadim is trying to catch down Kyle Rob, who's around, trying to figure this, 2.7 behind now. So looks like Nadim wants to get his skates on them. BP out in a very exceptional race at the moment in that Alfa Romeo. Sitting very comfortable in P3 at the moment, having a quite quiet time. So Maquette is his turn down to chase down Cobalt.
Yeah, I think BP is having the kind of race that Stokes did.
So here we go then. To Mackett. Next car to take on Cobalt. Is Cobalt struggling for tyres, or is it the setup he has on the car mostly for the dry, or?
Yeah, I think with the rain going away and the track drying up a bit, I think his setup seems to have lost the pace, and I'm really not sure at this point if it would be competitive enough on the dry.
And here we go towards bus stop. Here comes Mackett. Mackett bring a big lunge down the inside against the move. Now look at Omex having a go at Cobalt. Omex down the outside. Cobalt's going to lose 2 places in a matter of 2 corners, and Omex gets him. Cobalt is really falling down now, and Omex, an opportunistic move there, following Mackett's line, and gets Cobalt on the outside. Very, very opportunistic move there from Omex. Really good stuff.
Yeah, I think this shows how competitive the grid is. I mean, Cobalt was, I think, P3, P4 at one point, and as the track started drying up, his setup was just not working for him, and he's lost about 4 to 5 places.
I think Mansell's now starting to get away from Nelly now. It's nearly around a second. So, look at James has gone to the mediums already. James has gone ballsy already and going on mediums. Wow.
I don't think that's the right call, to be honest. I am still seeing spray coming off these inter tires, and I don't think it's still time for the slicks yet.
Well, what doesn't hurt, try, doesn't it? Or one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think he was P13 and he could afford that gamble.
So we've got a good fight in the lower place at the moment. What's happened to Cobalt? Oh, Cobalt's gone off! Oh, Cobalt's gone off a Puon. Oh dear.
His wing. No, I think he's lost a right. I think he's lost a right. Oh, I think he's got a right. I think he's got a front right puncher. No.
It's a left rear puncher.
Left rear puncher.
Left rear puncher. Oh, Cobalt, no! So that's the reason why he was struggling.
Yeah, I think his tire wear was too high. So now we know why he was struggling. And yeah, I think
Mansell's in.
Yeah,
BP's in. So are we going to dries?
I think we would see them coming onto the stops.
Yeah, DRS enabled. What a timing that was!
I think all Cobalt had to manage was one more sector, I think, and then he could have avoided the puncher, I think.
So Mansell out now again on softs. Nelly stayed out. Oh, Nelly.
Oh, this is
Nelly stayed out.
This is. I think it will be interesting to see if it makes sense or not. But I mean, I understand Nelly's point of view. I mean, even if he had gone into the pits, he would have still stayed behind Mansell. So, I think this was a gamble for him.
Is it a gamble worth paying off? Though we have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, even if he comes behind BP, I think he's confident enough to overtake him.
And here comes Mackett and the team. Here the contours. The Com can they get the move done side by side between the two of them, and the team loses the place to Mackett. So Mackett from P15 has gained 10 positions in this race.
Yeah, these two race each other in the SFR league as well, so they know each other's driving style and they can be pretty comfortable following each other very closely.
Yeah, the track is bone dry now. The track is now perfectly bone dry. So Mansell is going to take the lead away from Nelly, and I think Nelly will lose a more position, I think, now, because the cars behind are quite close together. So when do you think Nelly's going to come outside? Do you think around where Omeg's ex-gamer is?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possible. It's very much possible.
Oh, JC Later's crashed.
Oh, what?
Who won?
Now this should definitely favor Nelly. Now, but yeah, I think Mansell is already at the bus stop chicane. Yep, and he's gone well past.
Wow. The Mansell will retakes the lead. BP will take second. Where's my car and Rob? Can he take Nelly? I think he can. Yes, he does. Macchio goes into fourth. Nadir will go into fifth. Where's Omegs in all this? So yeah, he comes ahead of Omegs. So that
So
helps
yeah,
out Nelly a lot.
so the gamble really didn't work for him. He lost out 5 places there, four places. Sorry.
Wow.
And
But let's talk about back here for a second. Unbelievable race he's having.
yeah, he's gained 11 positions.
Can we say no more?
So yeah, I think the safety car in fact saved Nelly. Otherwise, I think we could have seen even Next Gamer and Omegs past him. Now I think Quinton, I think Quinton would be the one who would be dropping places now because uh, I think the softs definitely have advantage over the mediums, and especially with the number of laps left, I think everybody will be pushing hard. They won't look to save tires.
So we got GP1 tomorrow, then we got another few days break, and then we go on our way to Monza. So what's your thoughts for Monza side? Going for another good week of SFR at Monza. Good speed at front of the first. You're driving the Ferrari, so
yeah,
we both
have a big task on our hands, mate. We both need to put those Ferraris on the top step of the podium.
no other very fast Renault on your backside at the least.
Yeah, hopefully I can challenge him like Spa. I mean, if it's a race like Spa, I won't be too disappointed. But again, if he's like, I don't know, some 10-15 seconds ahead of me, and I'm P2, I think that would be embarrassing. So it would be interesting to keep up with him. So yeah, I don't mind as long as we have a good competitive race.
So we should be driving the safety car for a good amount of the next 2 laps. So
yeah, I think we should have it for one more lap.
Just wait for Cobalt and Scalav, you want to call him?
Sclav.
So, Sclav. So this is going to bring real good, interesting factor that comes towards the end of the race now, Si. It's going to be really interesting because now we're going to see what the real true pace is on race pace alone in the drive for these drivers now, because now we're onto the stage now. We're going to see what the real fights are going to be now. Mansell still leads. And with the championship contenders of Omeg, Sets, Game and Morris Pace down the order, there's a real golden ticket opportunity for Mansell to really certify himself in this championship fight going into Monza next week.
Yeah, I mean, it works well overall for the entire grid. I mean, the leaders are not scoring, the rest of them are scoring, so this would actually balance out the entire grid a bit.
So you can definitely say now, safely say that Mansell definitely in this championship fight.
I'm not too sure what his gap is. Let me have a quick look. So
we're on the safety car, so you take all the time you need, buddy.
So Mansell is on 18.9, Omegs is on 25, so he's 36 points behind. So yeah, I think he's pretty much in the fight. I think today he's going to score about 20 points more than Omegs. So yeah, I think 2 or 3 races like this and he will be there at the top with Morris and Omegs.
Fantastic news. Elos Galav, by the way, if you want to know, he's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment. He holds the fastest lap of a 1:47.6, but that's all going to change when these drivers are on this soft tyre, because that's all going to change.
And also a big shout to Omegs over here, because I think we both know that he started in GP3 at the start of the season, and I think
good point, yeah.
Somewhere after four races, we let him. We requested him to move to GP2, and he was kind enough to oblige. And here he is leading the championship. So yeah, I think that's a good shout. He's been very strong this season. Last season he wasn't this strong. He was making lots of mistakes. So I think the sheer change in racecraft and mindset has really put him where he is today.
So, he went for a good 5-lap sprint to the end.
Yes.
This is going to be so much fun. So Mansell slows the cars down, letting the safety car do its thing, goes into the bus stop, enters the pits, and we'll unleash these 13 Formula 1 drivers.
Oh, and the sun is out as well.
Forest. What's that?
I'm thinking the sun is out as well, so the track should be mid-dry pretty quickly. It's not just like...
Oh, Mansell's gone.
Yeah, Mansell's gone.
Caught off BP a lot. Wow. BP was asleep. Mansell was awake, and he's on the way. Mansell's gone. Built nearly a second. He has built a second.
He has built a second. Wow. I think he surprised everyone there by starting so early.
Mansell timed that beautifully well. Beautifully well. Omegs and Gets Gamer. Nelly is fighting with Omegs there. Omeg, well, sorry, Nadim. Nadim is fighting Nelly right now. Nelly's trying to gain the place away from Nadim. This is going to be really close. Here comes Nelly now towards Camel Stray side by side. Look, there's Mackie over there. Take on Karen Rob. Sadi's still going to Lacombe. Them two are side by side as well. V's still going wheel to wheel. And that's Karen Rob into third, holding the place. And then comes Nelly. Oh, he's overtaken Nadim. And Omeg stays behind Nadim. Unbelievable restart this been. Omegs now is going to try and take down the team. What a restart that was, like, wow.
Yeah, I think the fight for podium is still on. It's not over yet. Everybody within a second, and I think once the DRS activates on lap 20, I think we should see some interesting overtakes.
So we've got 3 laps of non-DRS. Then when we go to the final 3 laps, starting for lap 19? No, not lap 19, lap 20.
Lap 20, yeah.
Yeah, when we reach lap 20, that's when the real action starts. Oh, great Belgian Grand Prix. Now my internet failed twice, but hopefully it's not going to happen again. So Omegs, Nadim, towards the bus stop. And Omegs is going to try the switchback line. Trying to get a better drive, Mansell, 144.3. It's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment, so he could get 26 points out of this race, does Mansell. That will definitely help him in the Drivers' Championship. Vapor Cobalt, he's just gone past New Bailey into 10th place there. Morris Pace is in 12th place at the moment, not good news for him. So now, these drivers now fly through Rouge and Radion and down the Camel Straight. This is going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Looks like they're pretty spread out at the moment, apart from New Bailey and Cobalt. Because them two are very close to each other. New Bailey and Cobalt, no, they're keeping themselves whipped for now. Mansell's just flying away, Si. He's just storming away. 1.5 seconds now over BP. As he gets a 3-second pipe penalty. Oh, BP, no! Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, not what the doctor wanted. Not what the doctor ordered. Yeah, sorry.
Unfortunately, so Mackett could get a podium here.
Oh, there's a yellow. I think it's Luke Bailey who's
Bailey. Oh, Luke Bailey.
I think.
Puon.
Yeah, I think he and Cobalt, they might have had a contact.
That could be a conversation to the GP2 stewards, maybe if they do make contact. So, we're going towards the DRS lap. The DRS laps now for the final 3.
Carvin dropped within 3/10 of BP, and he will have DRS laps.
And there you are, the DRS is enabled. Mansell leads by 1.6 seconds now. 1.7 ahead of BP. Mansell is sitting comfortably at the moment. Karen Rob, he doesn't really need to fight BP, but you know Karen Rob's like, he's a killer machine, so really, he wants to take down PP. Because if you think about it, he wants to take down PP so he can chase down that Haas car up in front of Mansell. Here it goes as Karen Rob takes down BP with relative ease, and now he can set the chase down to Mansell. He's lost a lot of time, this Mansell. He's lost, what was it, 7/10 now? Wow, to Mansell, I think he made a mistake with somewhat, Si.
Yeah, or maybe he was pacing himself and controlling the pace. I think. See, I mean, as we've said 2 sentences, Mansell has like he's picked up some pace again. So let's see in a lap's time where
Let's see if Cara Rob will chase down Mansell in on that 1.4 second gap within the next 3 laps. It is very much possible, but he does need to get a bit of a move on. Mackett here, who started in P15, let's not forget this. He started P15, and now he's pretty much certified for the podium. He's going to try and take down BP on the outside of Blanchimon. Oh, BP shoves it onto the grass, and Mackett still holds on.
Mackett there, I mean, he didn't panic, he let the car slide through the grass. Once he was on the tarmac again, he started turning, and I think that was brilliant presence of mind from Mackett over there.
But Mackie, you know he's not going to be happy about that, is he? He's not going to be happy.
Oh, I think
he's got another chance though.
Yeah, I think Nelly has caught up to him now.
So the fight for the podium still rages on. 2 laps to go. BP wants to take on Carmen Rob. It's pretty much needless really, because BP's on that time penalty. So Carmen Rob, BP, here they come. BP goes down the inside of Carmen Rob. Mansell's just in front of him, but he must be enjoying himself because these lot are fighting at the moment. Carmen Rob does get overtaken. Carmen Rob nearly makes contact with the Alpha, and BP now is now in second place. Mackett is just hovering at the moment, watching this battle at the moment between these guys. Mansell is just chilling at the front, letting all these fights go on. Nelly at the moment trying to catch down Mackett, who's had a very storm of a race. I'm starting to see Mackett even being here on a qualified ban, and he's still fighting for a podium. He's so sorry. I'll have to ask him, what is his 4 nominees for driver of the day?
Yeah, I think it has to be Mackett, definitely. He'll be there in one of those 4. Then maybe BP. BP, and then Carvin Rob. And
look, that's Nadeem. Sorry, I had to choke it because Nadeem on the outside of Envinelli going into the bus stop. He'll get this. Oh, what happened there? Who's that just gone off? Was that Mackett who went off? Mackett just went off straight in front of him. And Nadeem got spooked by that, I think. And now onto the final lap of the race. Whoever takes Carmen Rob here will get the final position on the podium. So here we go, the final lap of this race is 2-4-0. No contest, no forgiven. Here comes Nadeem towards the camel straight now, overtaking Nelly once more. This is fourth position for P5, and he gets him. Unbelievable move there for Nadeem. Carmen Rob now. He's in a certified second place, and Mackett will be in a certified third. And who's that went off? That's Colbot again who went off again. Oh my word, what a race. So these drivers got one more chance now, which is the bus stop chicane to go. Whoever gets the best run out to Stabilo will get a few positions gained. The Dean now's nearly about over a second of Mackett. I think this could be it. I think this could be very much it. We don't know just yet. Mansell at the moment just about to hit Blanchimon. Let's go to Mansell, I think. Yeah, let's go to Mansell. So Mansell controlled the race well. Started from the front row of the grid as Omegs now about to take over Nenvinelli, which he does so. Mansell will win the Belgian Grand Prix with the fastest lap of the race as well. BP will not finish on the podium. That will go to Kyle Robert Mackett. The Dean will finish 4th. Nelly will finish 5th. BP will finish 6th. Quinton 7th. Omegs 8th. Escape 9th. Morris Pates gets a point in 10th. Scalav in 12th. And Cobalt in P12. Wow, and there you go. Yeah, I agree with the game there. I would say, Si?
Sorry, come again?
I agree with the game's decision of choosing Mackett for the game's driver of the day.
Oh yeah, I think the game goes by the most positions gained, so...
Very true. We know you now, game. We know you too well. So Mansell celebrates on the podium. More positions gained, more points gained in the championship fight. 26 points goes to Mansell. He'll be very happy about that. Mack will be very satisfied with his race. And here's the running order. Mansell, P1 in the Belgian Grand Prix. Cameron gets second. Mackey gets third. Nadeem will get fourth. Nelly gets fifth. BP sixth. Quinton seventh. Omex 8th. X Gamer in 9th with his home GP. Morris Pace in 10th. Sclav 11th. Cobalt in 12th. And your DNF runners, Luke Bailey, James TLH, and Senna Martins. Actually, I was wrong. Nadeem got the fastest lap of the race, so Nadeem will get 1 extra point in this Grand Prix. And
Yeah,
now I get to invite the drivers. Great, lovely, lucky me.
Yeah, I think Mansell was too busy weaving at the
Coasting around.
yeah. Yeah, I think he could have got the fast lap there, but I think he was weaving at the finish line. So
Very true. Okay. Oh, wait, Bob. Doesn't matter, doesn't it? And SF on Macket. And AC. There we go. Bonk. There's the drivers invited. I cannot add some plus because of the party sentence. Okay, no matter. We'll identify the driver who I can't invite.
do you need some help?
Is Mac it? So it looks like Carmen Rob has got a setting that I can't invite.
Let me try inviting him. You can get started with the interviews. Yep.
Cheers, Mehdi.
So yeah, congrats to all guys. Congrats to all three of you. I think Rob is not here, so yeah, congrats to the two of you for being on the podium.
Thanks, man.
So, let's start off with you, Mansell, race winner. You're on a little bit of race of form at the moment. First half of the race, you got very under pressure by Benelli, but it looks like you got that battle very well under control. Then the safety car came out, and you got switched to the soft tyres, and then got a superb restart afterwards. So yeah, tell us the race from lap 1 onwards.
Yeah. So I started P3, kind of went to the pole, but I can't believe how tight it was between us three, Omex, Nelly and me. So the main thing was to get a really good start, which I managed to do. I was up into P1, going into turn 1. So from there, I was literally just, managing myself, managing the tyres, managing the guy behind me, trying to keep Nelly behind. I saw that Nelly struggled with Eau Rouge a bit. That's where I've gained most of the time in the wet. And then when it's going to dry conditions, obviously Jeff said to come in for soft, so I came in for soft that lap, and Nelly decided to stay out an extra lap, which completely destroyed his race, I would say, because I gained like 5 seconds before he stopped. So that was Nelly gone, but then the safety car came out, which I was gutted about because I was about 3 seconds ahead of BP, I think it was. And then, yeah, so the main thing was after that was the safety car restart. I needed to my plan was to always go early to catch the other guys out, which thankfully I did. And then since then, it was like 1 second gap between the guys behind me, and just came home to win the race.
So, any questions for Mansell?
Yeah, do you regret weaving at the end because you could have got the fastest lap there?
Fastest lap is a hard one. I didn't know if to go for it or not. I was going to go for it the final lap, but yeah, I didn't have any ERS left, so I was 4 tenths down in my first sector, so I couldn't go for it, so I gave up with that. So the main thing was just to get the win and yeah, go from there.
Alright, congrats again, mate.
Cheers,
So,
mate.
about your teammate as well, Mansell, he didn't have such a great race day today. What happened to him?
Yeah, so he couldn't get a proper quali lap in, so he started P10. And then he hates the rain, as you know, Oliver. He absolutely hates the rain. So he couldn't get grips with the rain at all. Yeah, he was looking forward to getting onto the dry tyres, really. And then I think it was he was still right at the back as well after the safety car restart, and then he got damaged late on. I think it was like lap 19, so he had front wing damage, and since that point he couldn't really do much. He is gutted with himself. He would rather prefer him to be winning today and not me, and I would prefer that as well. But it's also good points for us in the constructors. I think we do take the lead in constructors now, which is a good thing for us. But the main thing is that we both want Morris to get the championship, because obviously Omex also struggled this race, but he also did. So it's
That was my last question. My next few questions for you, Mansell. With you, when it comes to you and Morris in the Drivers' Championship, because now with this victory that you have, another 25 points. I know Meg struggled today, Morris struggled today. This will definitely insert you now into the Drivers' Championship fight now. So, is the Haas boys, you and Morris, still going to be? Do you want Morris to win it, or do you think now you're in this great run of form now? Do you really think you can go for the Drivers' Championship?
I think I could go for the Drivers' Championship now from today, after literally everyone ahead of me struggled, except from Mackett, well done for him, they're not getting up to P3 from starting them back. Literally everyone above me struggled today, so I'm definitely at least 5 points behind those guys now, so I think the drivers are definitely up there for me now.
And your fight with Nelly, was you running a different setup to Nelly? Because you looked like you had a lot more advantage through the corners. You had him pretty much under control throughout the first half of the race.
Yeah, obviously I don't really get along with setups. I just find a setup and then just go along with that. So my dry setup on the downforce, it was 2.6 wings, and then the wet setup I found was 3.7 wings. So I was like, okay, they're not a massive difference between the dry and the wet. So I was like, okay, I'll just load up my dry setup and go with the 2.6 wings, and then for the race I'll just put it up to 3.6, and yeah, it worked out really well.
Well, and your final question, Mansell, of course, is the obvious question. Monza, next week, how are you feeling? It's a low downforce circuit, so I think you've been a speed freak.
Obviously, is pretty much everyone's favourite track, most likely. So it's going to be more of a difficult circuit for me personally. Obviously, it's not as hard as today, let's say. But yeah, I'm aiming for a top 5 this time. Obviously, I have definitely got the confidence to go for another win after this. I think it's the second win in a row now, technically for me now. But yeah, I think I'm aiming for a top 5 finish.
Well done, man.
Cheers.
Man, sorry, do you want to do Mackett if you want?
So Mackett, you were cutting through the field almost, starting I think P14. You're in the top 3 now. So walk us through your race and walk us through your race.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, it was a really tough start, starting right at the back. But what helped was I underfueled the car quite a lot, so I could get a good start in those early couple laps. I could overtake quite easily. In the middle part of the race, I got stuck behind the beam for a while. And then just as soon as we went on the slicks, I knew I had to pass him on the Kimmel straight, and I passed him up the hill there. So yeah, I'm happy to recover from last to P3.
Does this count now as one of your best drives of the season, Mackett?
Overtaking wise, yes, but but if you're talking about like consistency, I don't think it was my best race of the season. Yeah.
How's this for you in the Drivers' Championship fight, Mackett? Do you really think that this definitely helps you in the Drivers' Championship fight? Because that was one scare for your Drivers' Championship challenge.
Yeah, it definitely did help. Starting from the back, I wasn't expecting to get anywhere near the podium, but that's just a bonus, and onto Monza.
Speaking of Monza, how are you feeling going into Monza?
If it rains, I'd love it in the rain, man. But if it's dry, I hate it in the dry.
I love it in the wet conditions, you know that. So, it's lovely. Monza lovers. Yeah, and how do you feel moving on forward now when we've got Monza coming at Singapore? Can I make it? Is there any other tracks you're looking forward to going to the starting part of the season?
Definitely Singapore. Singapore is one of my favorites, and also Japan and USA. That's ones that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah.
What about you, Mansell? After Monza, are there any other tracks, any countries you look forward to be racing?
Probably Japan, Brazil. There's a lot of tracks now that I don't really like. I don't know how strong I am because, of course, it's
Wait,
still
are you not?
high.
Wait, are you on holiday during the Brazilian Grand Prix?
Yes, I am. Now I'm going to miss Brazilian Grand Prix.
Unlucky.
That's annoying. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how strong I'm going to be. Obviously, it's still my rookie season in SFR and league racing overall, so I don't know how strong I'm going to be at these tracks. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, as a rookie yourself, Mansell, you could be any more happy in your first debut season at SFR, challenging for the GP2 championship. I mean, you must be thrilled.
Well, I'm not challenging for the GP1 championship. GP2, yeah. What did I think you said? GP1? I don't know.
No, I said GP2.
Yeah, GP2 championship. Yeah. Especially me in a rookie season. Yeah, it's quite. It's a satisfying feeling, I guess. I mean, I weren't really into like multiplayer and online and all that until I got bored, and then I decided to started to do league racing. I was more of a career mode person. I think that's where I got all my pace from. But yeah, after I've joined this league racing community, it's been great. It really has. I've really enjoyed it, and I can see myself here for a long, long time.
Especially in your home in SFR, obviously.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly.
So, Si, do you want to sign us off, buddy?
No, that's it. Nothing else from my end.
You're streaming, so you have to sign us off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching tonight. I hope you guys tune back in for tomorrow's GP1 race. We will see some sub 41 times for sure tomorrow. So join us back tomorrow at 7:30, same time. See you all. Bye bye.